Nagpapahinga pa yan.
Yung iba hindi bumababa, oh.
Kaya nga, bakit? Hindi bababa din sila. Yan.
Hindi yan bababa.
Yan o. Muna tayo dito. Ano na tayo sa likod. Ang maganda yung mga sa taas, no? Maganda, oh. Kasi kahapon.
Yeah.
The city tour will be also.
The city tour?
City tour, yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect time with it.
Thank you.
May tai-tai naman.
Ha? Saan?
Tai-tai yan. Ano eh?
Wala ka muna doon.
Ay, hindi pa.
City tour na to kasi
Ito yung sinakyan natin dati.
ha? Hindi.
Hapon-hapon to ba?
Ay, oo. Pero yung details. Meron ang mabilita mo may magda.
Siyempre, Beetle Tours yun. Hindi yun. Hindi ito. Saan napunta si Princess?
Okay.
Yeah, give me one. Whatever you have there.
Banana. Banana.
Kulang mo. Ano ito?
Banana.
Yeah. Ibang company.
Yan, iba na. Yan.
Silence is broken.
Sorry. Wala na yung dito sa tama. Lagay mo yung basta dito. Wala na tayo. Wala na masasakay.
Baka pag-break niya na. $11 million.
Ba't nabasa mo? Huwag nagtakos na. $8 million. How are you, $8 million? Mamaya. Facebook.
12 million.
White yan.
Mangga-mangga.
Ano ba mangga?
Ano yung karakter ng Japanese? $12 million. Kumusta kayo guys? Yung mangga-mangga si Lola.
Si Lola nagkamangga. Yung bata. Ba't walang ano?
14 million.
Ba't walang nagtatay? 40.
Eh, wala na tayo.
Oo nga. Bakit wala? Baka hindi mo nila yung like chat. Mag-isa to.
One thumbs up. Ba't wala na? Mag-type kayo dyan eh, 14 million. You say hello, hello. Mag-hello ka nga. Mag-type ka. Kung, ay, hindi ko si Maris.
Uli ka! Ayan.
Oh, nandito kami magtutur-tour eh. Ayun, mga mangga oh.
Naka-live pa si Unika.
Yung mga mangga.
Ano bang mga Uli?
Mangga. Mangga.
Ano pa ano yung profit?
Mangga.
Mangga. Kapit ang
Maris, maghanap siya daw. Oh, alam mo pala. Nagtanong ka pa, manggahin kita dyan.
Unika oh, manggahin daw ako. Kagabi nga eh, hindi kita na mangga eh. Lalasing mo eh, Unika, hindi na mangga.
Ayun na, mag-ano na. Magtutur na.
Hi guys, you all okay? Can you hear me well?
Yeah!
Yes.
You can never hear me too well, eh, Mark? And on we go, just to introduce ourselves, my name's Paddy, I'll be your tour guide today. We've also got our lovely Mark up front driving too. Just a bit of admin really, we are still full, hop on, hop off. You can jump on, jump off
Isabel,
again whenever you
maglap
like.
siya doon.
All we ask that you just press a button, that lets me and Mark know where you want to jump off, and just stay seated while you get yourself off at the bus stop safely. You can interrupt me to ask any questions you like, that is more than fine, or you can just wait until the end of the tour and ask me then, that's okay too. So we'll get started with the tour as we come through the next set of lights a bit further down dock. What about you two lovely people in front of me, where are you guys from? From Malaysia, you come a long way then, hope you enjoy your time here, what about you two? Pennsylvania, you come a
Walang
long way
malay.
as well?
Siya ay walang malay. Wala din
Wala
akong
siyang malay.
malay. Malay siya.
Please enjoy your time here. Now we go, we'll just come through these lights now. In 1207, when King John made this a borough, he put a castle in the city centre. Fast forward a few hundred years later, and that castle did have to come down. They rolled all the bricks, all the rocks, all the rubble down to this dock here on your left-hand side. This is Canning Dock, the oldest still standing dock in Liverpool, built with the rubble of King John's castle. Coming up on your right, you'll see a red and white stripy building. We call that the Streaky Bacon building here. But it's actually the original home of the White Star shipping line. They were the fellas responsible for that ship in 1912, you know, the Titanic. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the film, like, the ship does sink in the end of it. But about 80% of the crew were registered from and lived in Liverpool, so you can imagine what that doorway must have looked like. All the mums and dads banging on demanding news. About 6 weeks later, little scratty bits of note paper were thrown down that just said no news yet. And 2 weeks after that, all the families were invoiced for the cost of the uniforms of the crew that had died on board. No one paid a penny, but it's cheaper than they asked. But no two families were invoiced the same amount as well, because they took into account what size their shirt and pants were, whether they gave them shoes, belts and jackets, each individual brass button on that jacket. Just pulling that day. I think it was for the 20th anniversary of the Titanic film as well, and James Cameron went to some students and some professors in the University of Southern California and got them to scientifically prove that Jack and Rose couldn't both fit on the door without them freezing to death. So if you watch the 20th anniversary edition in the special features, there's like an hour-long documentary of them proving that.
Mama Isabel.
There we go, we're going to take a little turn left now. Coming up to the first of our three graces on our left-hand side, we've got the Port of Liverpool building, built in 1907. The original name of this building was the Mersey Docks and Harbour Board, but it has since changed as it's become more of a function centre. The bottom floor of this building is now just a wedding dress shop, so it has changed quite a bit. Going up to that big dome on top of the building, that dome wasn't in the original architectural designs for this building. It was actually taken off an unused design of St. Paul's Chapel and just thrown right on top of there.
Claudio, may gonna shout out, that's a pub for.
But you know, we put that on top of there just to make the building look a lot more grand and centralised, because this would have been the first building that all your sailors, seafarers, dockers and mourners would have seen as they come into the city.
Sir Claudio, may gonna shout out. I'm in Liverpool today and yesterday. So we're in a bus tour, city tour.
This was also one of the original.
So this is the
cathedral, which is why it looks so lovely. Doesn't really explain though why it's next to the worst building I've ever seen. This big black obelisk on your left. Looks a bit like Darth Vader's holiday home really. But you know, it's built that funny shape because in conjunction with the two buildings next to it, it's meant to look like a cruise ship as you go across from the Whittle. And there's the River Mersey there. A lot of people are surprised to hear that the ferries do actually predate Jenny Marsden by about 950 years. They're the oldest ferry crossings in the world, started by a group of monks over on Birkenhead. They set across one rowboat in the day and another in the night, made Liverpool have the oldest ferry crossings in the world. You still pick them up just from the terminal service on our left. Right, we'll see you later guys, we'll have a lovely time in the city and stay safe. We run every 15 minutes if you want to catch us.
I could not drive in England.
Ba't hindi eh, pareho lang naman ito sa ano, pipeline.
So that's the Fab 4. It's very busy. They always wanted to have a picture on the Fab 4. So we had our picture yesterday, so we're not going to come down. Yesterday we had a tour, Beatles tour. Yesterday. So yeah, that's the famous statue of the Fab 4. And this is the iconic building of the shipping line with olden time. Lots of fun, yes, Claudia. Last night we went to Matthew Street and we had a drink.
Oh,
Matthew Street. Akin na. Yes, lots of fun. Beautiful city of Liverpool. Girly, mega love shout out. Ayan ang pub for girly, oh. Ayan ang pub for, oh. Ayan sila. Pub for. Salamat. Nandito kami sa city tour. Pub 5 na pag nagpa-picture ka.
Hindi, 5-5 ka na, di ba? Nag-picture ka.
And that's King George something.
Hindi, si King Jack yan.
King
Yan si
George.
King Jack.
Oo, walang kids. Kabilang dalawa.
This entrance here.
May mga trabaho kasi yun. Yung tatlo may trabaho yung sa eskwela.
It's weird that these are on the front, isn't it? Considering that we're always on the strands, it's weird that these are the front entrances.
Hello guys, so andito kami sa front. nandito kami sa second floor
Tour
ng
guide it one
bus.
sec. So these buildings
we
on your
have
right
the
are our three
front seat.
graces. The reason why the front entrances are facing the waterfront is to give the people in the posh offices, the offices that cost a lot of money, a really nice view of the Wirral. Paying a lot of money for a nice little view.
So this river is very expensive to make a bridge, and actually they constructed 3 tunnels to go to the other area. So they could not make a bridge on that river, so they constructed a tunnel underneath. Which one's a bus? Carlos, did you Beatles record most of their songs? Yeah, we did not go to Abbey's studio, but yeah, this is our second time in Liverpool. The Abbey Road. Where's the Abbey Road?
And
St.
on we
Albert
go.
Roads.
Coming up on your left hand side now, we've got the second of our 3 graces. This is the Cunard building. This was built by a Canadian man called Samuel Cunard in 1917. And if you look up above the windows, you'll be able to see faces from loads of different nationalities. This is how Samuel Cunard let everyone know Liverpool was the world's first transatlantic shipping city. Good for us, it's quite a bit of money. Turning left now, coming onto the Strand Road, where we can see our most iconic of our 3 graces. This is the Liver building, built in 1911 by the Royal Liver Insurance Company. It was the UK's first skyscraper, and it was modelled off the Wrigley building in Chicago. The clock towers on top measure 1.5 feet wider than those on Big Ben, making them the biggest in the UK. And the Liver beds on top are 18-foot tall copper statues made up of an eagle's head, because that was on King John's coat of arms, and a cormorant's body, because the artist never saw an eagle in his life. Just
Bella,
like
may shout out.
now they are both Liver beds up there, but they are 2
That
different
lovely
beds.
building over there.
Bella, she looks out into the sea to keep all the sailors safe, and Bertie, he looks out into the city centre to make sure all the pubs are still open. Typical fella, eh? What a guy.
Shout out Joe, happy New Year.
St Nick's Church on our right was the first church built in Liverpool and the original city centre. This high wall design was necessary because back in the day, all the sand, the sea, the water, the sediment used to crash up against it. This was to just protect it from erosion. Turning along now, we've got some Americans on board today, so I'll give you a
Yes,
little bit of
buildings,
American
beautiful.
history in Liverpool. Look on your left down this road and you'll see a building with a blue oval. Next to that blue oval it says Alabama House on the front of the building, just on your left down this road. Just here. That was the only ever Confederate embassy in the world. Liverpool obviously had larger ties with the South of America than we did with the North, with the cotton trade, the slave trade, things like that. So when the South seceded, made the Union and the Confederacy, we were buzzing. Great, half the country we can trade our cotton and slaves with. That's exactly what we did. It's actually where the US Civil War tried to end as well. The CSS Shenandoah sailed from Georgia to Liverpool to try
Salamat,
and
Bella.
surrender the Union in the
Salamat.
River Mersey. People from Liverpool came out and hung every person on the ship except for the captain. He ran away and eventually he lived and died in Liverpool, and he's buried as a merchant at Smithdown Cemetery, not too far from here. We're going to take a turn right now. And on your right hand side you'll be able to see a big building with a massive hole cut out the side of it. That's because every 2 years in Liverpool we have an international biennial of contemporary arts. Get about 6 or 7 artists, let them loose and just say, come up with something, make the city look a bit better.
Are there any
Reckon one
police
year one of them just got
in the
hammered
city?
across
No
the
police.
building. Not too sure why he did it.
I haven't seen any police.
Inside while it was being done was the bean freezer. Prudential Assurance buildings up ahead of us now, built by an architect called Sir Alfred Waterhouse. I'll tell you a little bit more about him later on, but you need to make sure you look up or you'll miss some of the best bits. Especially on the Dr. Ez and the Aloft Hotel as we take a turn right. See some of our really lovely neoclassic and neo-Gothic architecture.
Oh, naka-tour bus kami.
On your right, this white and black building, this is Thomas Rigby's. This is the original stagecoach shelter in Liverpool.
It's lovely buildings. Thomas Rigby. Oo, naka-tour bus kami.
We'll take a turn left now, coming on to North John Street. Liverpool has got more Grade 1 and Grade 2 listed buildings than anywhere else in the UK outside of London, 3,500 of them. We've also got a lot of buildings with conservatorship orders on them. All those orders say is that you can't paint your buildings yellow. You can see on your left, we've done it anyway. Looks really cool, no one's grassed them up yet. As we come through these lights, you'll see two buildings, one called the Cool Britannia and the Hard Day's Night Hotel with all those statues. Look in between those buildings, down that alleyway, coming up on your left-hand side from Matthew Street and the
Bagong
Cabot
gising pa.
This is where the Beatles played 292
And that's Mateo
times
Street.
in 2 years.
Mateo
Was signed by
Street there.
Brian Epstein and turned into the biggest band in the world. Coming up into L1 now. L1 is Liverpool's £1 billion shopping complex, the largest outdoor shopping complex in the UK and the best place to go spend all your family's money really. This up here please. We're just going to take a little turn right now, so we're going to drop you guys off. If you guys have a lovely time in the city, stay safe, we'll see you all later. We run every 15 minutes if you want to catch us back again.
Thank you naman dyan, girlie.
See you later guys.
What?
Hindi mo talaga.
No, we're not going down yet. We're gonna encircle the city before going down. Yes, Liverpool is beautiful city. This is our second time in this city. This is actually high cost living. I think this is cheaper than Dublin. Even the food here are cheaper than Dublin. The drinks are cheaper as well in Dublin. And mind you, we had a drink in Matthew Street, and that's the tourist area. In Temple Bar in Dublin, the one you probably pay about €12 of
I told you
one pint
guys
of
about
beer.
King John and his castle a little bit earlier on, just off the top of this road. is
Ruth,
where the
make a love
castle
shout
used to stand. Just on your left, where Queen Victoria's monument is. Built in
We're in the
1906,
tour,
not
Ruth.
only to commemorate the life of Queen Victoria, but also the site of the Castle of Liverpool. Directly ahead of us, you'll be able to see the second oldest building in Liverpool city centre. This is the original Liverpool Town Hall. On that balcony is where the Beatles first stood after completing their first American tour, and the lady on the dome is Minerva, goddess of the sea. Taking a turn right now. Coming onto Cook Street, one of the best places in the city to come exploring because you'd miss some nice buildings like this big red one on your right. Centuries building, built in 1901. It's been recently recycled now into a place called the Wall of Fame bar. In there, there's a little gold plaque with the name of every artist from Liverpool who's ever had a #1 hit. The first name on that gold plaque is a girl called Lita Rosa. She sang How Much Is That Doggy in the Window?
Oh, ang ganda ng buildings.
Oh, yeah.
Sila, how much is that doggy in the window?
You might notice on some street signs on your left, like Temple Lane, Temple Street and Stanley Street, they've got little rainbows on
Liverpool
them.
has the most enlisted
COVID and the
buildings
NHS, everything to do with
in the
violence. Part of
country.
city is affectionately known as Gay Town. Back in the day, all these gay bars, gay clubs, things like that, used to have to be outside the main part of the city because it just wasn't safe. Thankfully, that's all changed now. No one's really that bothered, do you want to be even anymore? So to celebrate their community, we did get a nice little bit of artwork installed for them. Make sure you look up on your left on the balcony of the CRT. You'll see our lovely little LGBT pigeons. They were installed in 2013 to commemorate the marriage equality vote. I know some of you might be a little bit worried to interrupt me and ask me questions, but you know, I promise you it's fine. Interrupt me, ask me as many questions as you like. One time, a fella asked me if those pigeons were real, so the bar for stupid questions is on the floor. Can't really limbo under that. So, it's fine, ask me whatever. I'll bite your head off. 2 Mersey tunnels, 2 live beds, 2 football teams. We've got 2 hotels to celebrate them. We've got the
Next
Dixie
adventure
Theatre,
bill,
Edmonton, and the
Lyon,
one who
France,
lost the derby
and
on the other side.
Geneva, Switzerland. And June we're going to Amsterdam.
Where'd you lose the league, lad? Where'd
Ruth,
you lose
may
the
alam
league?
shout out, Ruth.
I think it was Goodison Park, you know, might have been there. Anyway, on your left you'll be able to see the mouth of the Queensway Tunnel. You've got the Queensway Tunnel opened by a king, and on the other side you've got the Kingsway Tunnel. That was opened by a queen.
Berna, may alam
Just
shout
that
out.
way round, really.
Berna, and that's a museum.
We're about to take a right now and go up William Brown Street. William Brown Street is the only street in the UK full of Grade 1 listed buildings. So I'll show you what they are as we come a look at. You can see the union representatives for National Museums and Galleries outside there. They've literally just come back from strike. Now I do support my unions, I do support my strikers, but you've just got a pay increase. Chill out. You've just been shut for 8 weeks.
Oo nga, girlie.
Oo,
Hanggat di
travel.
pa masakit ng tuhod ko.
If we had an opportunity to strike for double wage right now, Mark, let's take it.
Travel ng travel lang. Travel.
Keep everyone on the buses
travel.
hostage. Give us a higher wage. Anyway, this is the first one on our left, National Museums and Galleries. This is 5 different floors, loads of different things. Really, really boss in there. I do recommend going inside. Next one along is Liverpool's Central Library. I'm a student. I know it's a good place to study in there. But if you look on the walkway by the entrance, you'll see names of loads of different classic books that they've got stored inside there. This guy on the big tower directly ahead of us, that's Arthur Wellesley. He's the Duke of Wellington. He was twice MP for Liverpool,
Duke of
this
Wellington.
constituency for the Tory party. Now this is unconfirmed, we don't know if it's true or not, but apparently the statue was made out of the melted down cannons from the Battle of Waterloo.
Mag-ulit tayo,
That's
mag-ulit.
also where he's pointing as well to Waterloo in Belgium.
Kasi ilang oras lang naman to para sa next na round mag-video.
On your left now we've got St John's War Memorial Garden. This is a good place to come by to have a sit off, a lie down, a picnic, or smoke some ciggies.
Oh,
if you
Bella,
don't really smoke.
that's...
It is a really cool place to be. Last year in Liverpool we had over 800 productions in the city, and a lot of them like to sweep around this area.
It's a lovely
Just
garden
two
over
a
there.
day, and none of them will crime watch out of the way. But with this being
Lots
a
of
memorial
statues.
garden, there are some really nice memorials in there. But I do think the most important one sits just outside the garden, coming up on our left-hand side. You'll be able to see this big grey metal cylinder, and this is called the Hillsborough Drum. That's a commemoration art piece done to remember the now 97 victims we know of who died during the Hillsborough disaster. We do include Stephen Devine in that number, although he died many years later, so a bit of love out to them in the city would mean a lot to us. You might see stickers around the city that say things like "Shun the Sun" or "Don't buy the Sun." That's in reference to the Sun newspaper, who when the Hillsborough disaster did happen, published lies in their tabloids to try and pin the blame on the dead Liverpool supporters. We now know through a very long, arduous and very well thought for independent commission that blame was put on the police and their inability to prevent what happened. The Sun newspaper has been boycotted from Liverpool for around about 35 years now. It was very recently the 35th anniversary of the Hillsborough disaster. You're having kids now who are born into a culture in Liverpool where although they've never seen a Sun newspaper before, they know not to buy it. No shop anywhere in the city or even stretching close to Warrington will even carry it. It's something we're very proud of. You know, the boycott's been lasting 15 years longer than I've been alive, so it means lots of people in the city. A lot of people like to go to different places around the world to bring something back with them.
I guess
whether that be
so,
a
I
physical
guess so.
souvenir or
Mind
something
you,
like that.
half of the population in Liverpool are Irish because this is near to Ireland. It's about 45 minutes in the plane. So this is closer, Liverpool is closer to Dublin than in London.
No? That was the last point of defence, that John Lennon Airport. The only place in the city that would still carry it.
That building is a train
My mum and dad
station,
went to Spain a few weeks ago and they don't have it there anymore, so...
and I don't remember. I think this is a restaurant, restaurant and hotel.
On your left, St George's Hall. There's still a registrar's office in there, so you can get married, can confirm your babies and stuff. This was built in 1854, and it's where a lot of filming for Batman's Gotham City Hall was done. Coming down this little slip road here, I'll point out this building on your left. This one's called the Crown Hotel. This was one of the original gin palaces in Liverpool, and it would have been frequented by a lot of sailors, a lot of ladies of the night. I'll say no more, the kids on board, you know.
Ma'am Ruth,
One very famous lady of the night was a girl called Maggie May. There's a folk song about her that goes, "Dirty Maggie May, they've taken her away and she'll never walk down Lime Street anymore." This is Lime Street. Now, she was a thief. She used to rob off the sailors terribly. She'd go up to the sailors in the bottom of the pubs and offer them a bit of jewellery. They'd buy it from her. She'd take them upstairs and distract them with the services, I'll put it that way. And then she just used to rob that jewellery back off them. She was doing all the other sailors' heads in, giving all the other working ladies a really bad reputation as well. So they sent her to St George's Hall and they sent her to Australia, and I am more than happy with that trade for Kylie Minogue. I'm not moaning one bit. The Vines pub on your left, this is grade 2 listed, very recently reopened. It was closed for refurbishment for quite a while. Really warm, really cosy pub in there. This is probably one of the best places for you to just sit off, spend an hour or two to get yourself to recharge a bit. Yeah, this is one of the best places in the city to go. Without a little bit of
May
a
willy, oh, may willy. 4 million.
Sabi dati nag-tour pag umuulan, parang umiihi siya.
Oo.
Parang hindi naman tuli. Bella, oh, hindi tuli. Atay, oh, Bella, hindi tuli.
The Walkers, Warrington Aids.
Girly, oh, hindi tuli.
I-focus natin, girl eh. Yeah, bang.
Screenshot. Hindi tuli.
Bang.
Kaso hindi tuli eh, girly.
Ayan mo na dito, hugas na lang.
There we go, we're going to take a little left now, just to do a loop back round on ourselves. And we're going to show you guys Liverpool Lime Street Station. Liverpool Lime Street Station was the first passenger railway terminal built, had the first passenger railway service such as Stevenson's Rocket from Liverpool to Manchester, and also had the first passenger railway fatality all on the same day. There was a man called William Huskinson. He was an MP from Liverpool and he was invited down to the inauguration of Stevenson's Rocket. So he was there on the track and he thought everyone was cheering him on, going, "Yeah, Huskinson, inaugurate the train." Or whatever you say, the train inauguration, I'm not too sure. But they weren't, were they? They were all going, "Huskinson, get out the way, the train's moving!" And he didn't. Crash bang, wallop, brown bread in the track, done in. You can laugh if you want to though, he was a slave trader as far as I'm concerned, but a
Lime Street,
reference
Lime train station. Lime Street.
And just as we pass this 18th century Tesco on our left, we are come up to the Crown Hotel on the corner. Crown Hotel, another really lovely pub, another good place to go and have a little recharge. A lot of the pubs you'll notice in the city centre are mainly just about getting yourself ready for another hour. It's less about, you know, going in and getting drunk. So a lot of these pubs here are mainly geared towards making sure you're going to stay awake for the next few hours.
Hindi, lawit yun, Bella, pag nandito ka sa lawit, hindi mo makita itlog. Maliit yung itlog. Yung itlog niya, pugo.
There we go.
Here we go.
So we're just turning back onto Lime Street now, because at the bottom of this road we've got a very special building called the Lewis Building. Now the Lewis Building was going to be a big posh monolith in this area, a building that we spent a lot of money on just to show that we could and have it in the city
This
centre.
building is
That's exactly
close.
what we did. They decided to commission a statue from an artist called Jacob Epstein to put right outside the building, make it look even more posh, make it look even more cool. They called this statue Liverpool Resurgence. It was meant to encapsulate the spirit of Liverpool and the spirit of Scousers in a post-war Liverpool. Scousers though, we've got our own nickname for the statue. We call the fella outside the building Dickie Lewis. You'll be able to tell me why when you see him.
Kumain kami sa Jollibee kahapon. I think we're going to eat again in Jollibee, but this time we're not going to choose the spicy one because it's really spicy. Now continue city tour. Yeah.
There we go. And here he is on your right hand side, not a fig leaf to be seen, our own Dickie Lewis. There was a lot of contention when he was first built, you know. 2 women fainted, one had a stroke and another couldn't reach.
Nakita ko yung itlog. Kalaylay.
I'll drop you guys off here. Hope you guys have a lovely time in the city. Stay safe. I'm
That's
gonna see us all
the
later.
scene
We run every
in
15
England.
minutes if you want to catch us back again. See you later, mate. Have a lovely day.
No, we're not stopping. We're just going to stay here. Hindi kami bababa. Mamaya na kami bababa. Kasi nilakaran na namin kahapon yan eh.
Nakaikot na tayo din.
Paikot-ikot namin. Mamaya pang 11 o'clock yung flight namin ng gabi.
We go. Sweet just left the Adelphi
Pauwi sa
Hotel. Now
Dublin.
she used to be one of the finest hotels in the world. You know, notorious, clean. Frank Sinatra used to love staying there. So much so, he recommended it to his daughter Nancy Sinatra and her husband Lee Hazelwood, and they wrote their first album together in there.
Heckelin.
Another very famous fella who used to love staying here was a man called
Gusto ni
Charles
Bella
Dickens from
makita
Portsmouth.
ng
Now he loved
lapitan.
Liverpool because he said the city inspired him, and you can tell that really easily if you've ever read the book Oliver Twist. You know, the grandfather from the end of the book who saves Oliver is called Mr. Brownlow. We're driving up Brownlow Hill right now. A little bit past John Moores University, on your right, on the corner,
John
would
Moores
be a warehouse
University.
and a pauper cemetery. In that pauper cemetery, some of the first
Oh,
gravestones you
Jared
would have seen would have been a little one called Oliver and another little one called Twist. So it's how we know, although it is set in London, it is inspired by our city.
Welcome to Liverpool, Heckelin.
Coming further up this road now, I'll show you another interesting building. It's not this weird funnel looking thing on your right, it's the sort of pyramid structure a little bit further along. This is called Lutyens Crypt. It was built by a man called Sir Edwin Lutyens in 1934 because he had an idea to build the largest Catholic cathedral in the world for the largest
University of
Catholic
Liverpool.
community in the UK, and it would have been just here on your right hand side. Now they only ever got this part of his design built because war broke out. And accounting for inflation, this would have cost around £1.2 billion to complete today's money. They just thought sod it, bought with Germany instead. That's what they did. The original red brick uni on our left now. This one means a lot to Scousers because not only is there a Russell Group University, it was one of the first universities that offer scholarships. Kids could go in there, take a few sit-down tests, and they'd be able to see if you were smart enough that they were willing to pay your way for you. It really helped some of the lower class in Liverpool sort of break out of that cycle of poverty that they found themselves stuck in.
Isabel, mahirap siya. Nag-video-video si Rose kanina, tapos hindi pala niya na-on. Ang tagal niya naghawak sa phone. Video-video sa...
Oh, there you go, we're going to take a little turn right now. And there she is, coming up on your right hand side in all the glory. This is Liverpool's Metropolitan Cathedral of Christ the King. That's a bit of a mouthful though, isn't it? We just call it Paddy's Wigwam here. It's an affectionate name really for the large Irish population we've got in the city. It's actually a minority to have English heritage. Most Irish, Scottish or Welsh. It's where they get the funny accent from. But it's lovely, you know, on a bright, shining, sunny day like it's meant to be an hour from now. Those 20,000 panels of stained glass up top do shine like a kaleidoscope of colour. Looks really, really beautiful. On your left where these yellow signs are, that used to be Liverpool Infirmary. That's where John Lennon was born in 1940.
John Lennon born here.
Staying on that same Beatles theme, on your right hand side outside the cathedral you'll be able to see 4 bells. The cathedral say they're Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. We call them John, Paul, George and Ringo. You can tell which one's Ringo, just a little about the time the rest of them. On your left now, we've got the Everyman Theatre. One of many, but a lot of greats got their start here. A man called Willie Russell, who wrote Blood Brothers, he debuted it in there, now a big Broadway West End production. Even our Daniel Craig, he's our James Bond. We got a start in the Youth Theatre in there. He's from Chester down the road. Right, see you later guys, we've had a lovely time in the city. Stay safe, we run every 15 minutes if you want to catch us back again. See you later guys.
You know we have a drinks there, fizzy drink if you want to go inside. They're free.
Irish, English wine ba?
Yeah, English sparkling wine. Pepis peri-peri. Michael Butingting, kumusta Michael? I'm on tour in Liverpool, Philharmonic Dining Room. Senator, nagulab siya downtown. Salamat, Senator.
On your right, we've got Liverpool Philharmonic. This is where our classical concerts, our operas, things like that happen.
Thanks for coming. Philharmonic Dining Room.
You go in this building, on your right, show your bus ticket, you do get a free glass of bubbly. Not quite champagne, not quite tap water, it's alright like. This is the first grade 1 purpose-built pub in the city, and it was built so long ago, it was only really built for middle-class men. So only the men's toilets really has the same grandeur as the rest of it. It's got rare pink Connemara marble flooring from Ireland and gold sink taps. And ladies, you can ask to go in and have a look. Fair warning, like it is still a men's toilet. You know the awful lot of things that go on in there. In my effort to be an honest tour guide, I will let you know that the drinks in there are really good. It's a boss place to have a little bit of a bevy. Terrible place to go eat. Don't go and eat the food in there. I'll point out a place further up the road that's better for you. Coming up on your right, this big red brick building, number 42 Hope Street. That's the original art college where John Lennon met his first wife, Cynthia Powell. Opposite that on your left, this pink building, the Papillon, the best cafe and bar in the city, my #1 recommendation to you lot. Take someone you really love or someone you're really sorry to. It's right next to Faulkner Street on our left. It's my favourite street in Liverpool. That goes into our Georgian Quarter. Now, Georgian Quarter is used heavily for film and things. Recently we had a film called 71, Peaky Blinders, A House Through Time, Doctor Who, a whole season of Tin Star, even Batman was filmed here relatively recently. Just as we crest this hill,
Enjoy your lunch.
Enjoy.
This was built by a man called Sir Giles Gilbert Scott when he was 22. It started construction in 1904 and was completed in 1978, making this one the newer of the two cathedrals. Now, unfortunately, he didn't get to see the end of his creation, did pass away beforehand, however. So inside there is a little red
Carlos,
telephone
you're
box
6 hours away from me.
Inside of his biggest.
Saan ka ba,
largest
Senator?
religious structure in the world, the longest cathedral, the biggest by volume, and it's got the world's largest church.
Senator, saan ka dito?
When you catch crowds being played, it is immense. It's really
Are you in London? Are you? 6 hours, maybe Kent.
Maybe sa London siya.
Sa London ka ba?
6 hours drive.
6 hours from me. No, nandito kami sa Liverpool pero nasa Dublin kami, di ba? We just have a 2 days tour here in this city. Outside part of Kent. Okay.
Saan siya?
Rodney Street. Rodney Street is known as the Harley Street of the North.
Have you been here before?
Because of the large medical practices and plastic surgeons we've got on here. Slip me a fiver on the way out. I'll let you know. You can go from looking 70 to 17 on it. I'll look at you guys. You have to all beacons you do.
Outside part of.
Number 62. This one on your left with the red sign.
Okay. Lovely here, isn't it?
Cool.
This is where you get your plastic surgeries. In this street.
Oh, saan? Dito?
Yeah, this street. Offer you no sleeve, bus sleeve.
That's where William Gladstone was born, 410 UK Prime Minister for Liverpool's Liberal Party.
Great, great,
And at
great,
number
great.
4 Rodney Street, right to the bottom of this road, that's where Brian Epstein was born, manager of the Beatles, where he lived for part of his short life.
Maganda rin dito sa Liverpool.
Is there anyone left upstairs?
Parang, yeah.
A million
Sa baba
people
daw,
just
wala
jumped
ng
off.
tao eh. Sa baba, ano, sabi
This
niya,
is also
"Is
known as the
anyone
most haunted
upstairs?"
street in Liverpool, haunted by the ghost of a man
Para sa
called
baba,
Mackenzie.
sa baba.
Now the story goes that Mackenzie was playing poker with the devil and he lost all his money. The devil said, well, you can always bet your soul, so he did and lost the hand. Rookie mistake.
Pwede pa tayo ulit
The devil stood up from the table, pushed all the money towards him, said, you can keep that and your soul, I'll take you when you're dead and buried in the ground. Now Mackenzie wasn't stupid, was he? A bit further up this road, he got himself buried
Oo,
in a
tagal na ng mga bahay
7 foot
dito.
tall Byzantine pyramid.
This city has the most enlisted building compared to
Some
London.
people say he still walks these streets with his big top hat and a sunken face.
Oo, puro mga luma ang bahay dito. They are the most enlisted buildings.
Dapat kasi nire-renovate yung loob na, no? Yung labas maganda pa yun.
We go. Just going to take a little turn left now. Come on to Lacey Street. And on your left, you'll be able to see St. Luke's bombed out church. In 1941, this was hit with 2 incendiary devices and completely burnt up.
Angelic
This is
Church
all
and
that's
Anglican
left.
Church.
They've caught it on a lovely day though, because they're just asking for a £2 donation for you to go inside and have a good look around.
Ba yun yung ano na, wala yung laman. Ganda.
Wala na kasi nagsisimba ngayon. People never go to church anymore. Diyan tayo nag-video-video kanina.
Online na.
Oh, we go. Coming into Chinatown now. Chinatown is a beautiful part of Liverpool thanks to the fact we have the oldest settled Chinese community in Europe in Liverpool, and the largest Chinese archway outside the mainland China is just directly ahead of us here. This was sent over in thousands of pieces with loads of different Chinese artists and architects to come and put it up for us in time for Chinese New Year 2000 for the turn of the millennium. Those 3 characters on top simply say Chinatown.
Chinatown in Liverpool. Balik na po sa salamat rito. Pagpakay mo na ako sa... Sige, girlie, salamat.
Thank you, girlie.
Thank you. Chinatown.
Ang ganda ng art na yan. Ganyan pa yung sa London na ano.
Yeah.
Ang ganda rin doon sa London. Balik tayo mo.
This building next to the archway is
Sabi
called the
nila,
Black
lakad-lakad
E.
natin dati.
The reason why it's called the
Nanginig yung
Black
mga
E is because
binti ko.
originally it was called the Black E. It was a Welsh
Grabe,
Presbyterian
lakad.
church that where all of the factories in Liverpool used to collect black soot and it would look jet black. Now it's a bit of an arts place, it's a bit artsy. It's a cool centre to go and see some
Oo.
community short films, their
Nice.
theatre shows, whatever creative thing they're
Oo,
doing.
hindi pwede
They
gibain.
got the Black E because the Black E sounds a little bit cooler, I guess.
Chinese. What can we see there in Chinese restaurants?
And on we go. Now, I've showed you some of the older stuff in the city. Time's catching up with the newer things. What are youths doing? On your right, you can see a really lovely little spray can art project done by Liverpool artist John Culshaw and Zach Graffiti. John Culshaw goes into a lot of disadvantaged, diminished communities and says, what are you proud of and how can we make it better? And for this, he told these kids where they can and can't tag, so where they can put their artwork and where they can't. And it's lovely. You know, 9 years later, these kids are still coming back, respraying over their old art. And if you look on your right-hand side, you can see some of John Culshaw's own artwork. This is called the Secretary Bird. It is a real bird from South Africa. However, it's what John Culshaw imagined a real live bird might look like. Now we go. Now it's a Saturday. It'd be wrong of me if I didn't tell you all the places you can go have a drink later. So I'll show you them now. We're coming up to Kane's Brewery District. The Kane family were an Irish immigrant family started by a man called Robert Kane, who came over to Liverpool penniless. Apparently though, he just looked really handsome and he married the mayor's daughter and was gifted this brewing station on your left hand side. In 2017 it was entirely bought out by a lot of different independent themed bars, pubs, clubs and restaurants and turned into this nice little meeting spot for Scousers. We've got things like the Yellow Submarine Bar in there, the Black Pearl, the Red Brick Market, brand new Box Park too. And I know you might be thinking, you know, oh, he said he's a student, loads of students must go there, I'm not going to go because I don't like students, and fair enough, I don't like students either, which is why I go there. People from all walks of life do like to have a little bit of a drink, and over Eurovision I was doing Jaeger shots with a 65-year-old woman because she bought them for me. Good on her, eh? Yeah, before you let your minds wander, that's as
Oh,
far as our
nakapunta
interaction
na kami
went together, just
doon.
those shots in the
Kailan ba
bar.
kami nag-London? February last year?
Not just for shots.
Nag-London kami. Oo. Kumain kami sa Piccadilly
Pints
ng
as well, don't we?
Jollibee.
Madam Tusod, nakapunta na ako dun sa loob
Directly ahead
ng
of us, you'll be able to see a big building
Pero
called the Keel. The Keel is the original tax office in
2008
Liverpool. It's
ata
called the
ako
Keel.
nakapunta.
It's when you get your bill, you keel over. That's it, last joke of the tour, and we're swan it all down from here.
Piccadilly, nakapunta na kami doon.
Oh, maraming Pinoy
I
doon sa
can tell you a
Piccadilly.
fairly interesting story, but I want to point out a fairly disinteresting
Saka yung ano,
note to
yung
it.
M&M
So,
doon.
on your left, we've got some student
Oh,
accommodation.
M&M.
Grabe ang daming M&M doon ng...
Now, very recently, we lost our World Heritage status for
Grabe na yun,
architecture. They told us
Pero
that we
mahal
weren't
naman.
blending our old buildings
Mahal
with
pag
our new
nilagay mo sa
buildings
tablet.
in a way that made it look nice. And to be fair, we're not, are we? This is a big, modern, glass
Pwede
and
kang kumain
concrete
ng
building that
M&M
we
doon
just
sa
got
loob.
right in the dock front. So, you know, we lost that World Heritage status. When they were doing that investigation, though, they found out that, allegedly, the old mayor of Liverpool was taking some dodgy dealings for the buildings. Allegedly, a man called Joe Anderson was probably buying land for thousands of pounds and selling it back for pennies. Allegedly. He hasn't been officially charged yet, and I don't want to catch a case. So we had to sack
Oo.
that man, Joe Anderson.
Mga
Joe Anderson
castles.
stopped being the mayor of Liverpool. We had a re-election, and we elected a woman
Next
called
journey
Joanne
namin,
Anderson.
punta kami ng Lyon, France.
Last year as well, we abolished the mayoral
At saka
position in
Geneva,
Liverpool, meaning that the last two
Switzerland.
mayors of Liverpool were always
Then-
Joe Anderson and Joe Anderson. Weird, eh?
June, punta kami na
Now, this might sound a bit sarcastic,
Amsterdam.
might sound a bit cheesy, but we do genuinely mean it. Thank you guys for coming on the tour. You know, we are a local business, we're in
Ruth,
the
may
tourism
shout out,
industry.
Ma'am
We don't get any government, local or council backing, so during COVID,
Shouty,
we were
shouty,
trying
Ma'am
our
Ruth.
knees. You guys buying tickets keep local people like me and Mark in the job for a bit longer, so thank you, we really do appreciate it. And if you look on your left now, you get a nice bit of deja vu, because back when we started. You see where he went through, let me check. About 55 minutes of not being able to understand the word they're being saying, so good on you, Scouse to English translators are broken, aren't they?
Dito tayo.
All we do is little lap round the dock and we drop his back off where we picked you up. So if you can just stay seated until then for me, that'd be great. And as I said at the start, my name's Paddy, I've been your tour guide. We've also got our lovely Mark here driving too. If you did enjoy us, you can leave us a little tip in the hat on the way down and a review on
salamat,
TripAdvisor
bro.
too, Paddy and Mark. If you didn't enjoy us,
Papatayin ko
back
na rin
goes
to
nowhere.
in
We know
about,
our TripAdvisor name just changed to
3
Val and
minutes.
Louise, if you wouldn't mind.
Kasi bababa
You
na
guys have
kami.
been a lovely bunch of people to speak to. All I've got to say to you now is have a lovely day, enjoy your holiday, be kind to one another, have a safe trip back home when you do, and I'll see you all later. In a bit, everyone.
See you later.
See you later. See you later. Ganda nitong picture na to, no?
Modern.
Ano?
Modern. Modern building. Daming tao dito.
Saturday.
Ito sa Albert Dock. Daming tao.
Saturday.
si Captain Cook. Lalakad si Captain Cook ko. Punta tayo doon. Saan na nagpunta itong mangga? Sila mangga.
Yun, ang kotse.
Alis ka dyan, bawal ka dyan.
There's a parking there, oh.
Ayaw niya mag-park, ayaw magbayad. Alright, this is the end of the tour. Thank you guys. Bye-bye. End of the tour.